I think one of the greatest mistakes that salespeople make is thinking that they need outside resources to be successful. They need their marketing team to build a flyer or to run ads. They need their organization to spend more money to show up in the community. It's typically, they think they need marketing type stuff. Those are all nice to haves. None of those things are necessary to be successful. Again, it could hinder your ability to achieve a specific level of success, but none are necessary. At the end of the day, a salesperson has every opportunity to be successful inside of themselves. And what I mean by that is if we understand the audience that we're trying to attract, especially in today's day and age. I mean, I started selling when there was no internet. I mean, there was, but it was so unreasonable to try and access it. We didn't have, lead generation services. We couldn't Google things. That just didn't exist. And so you have all of that access. So you can find your target audience. And I still actually feel like one of the greatest ways to prospect is to go door to door. Now, with all the technological advances, coupled with the pandemic, we distanced ourselves from hand-to-hand combat or face-to-face selling. But I think actually now those that are starting to re-engage that way are finding the greatest levels of success. And so I am a firm believer in face-to-face first in terms of cold calling. Go around your neighborhood. There is no reason, anybody, unless you live out on a farm in the middle of Oklahoma somewhere and there's nobody around you, you can find people to go knock on doors and talk to. So that would be number one for me. Number two is pick up the freaking phone. I feel like, and I'm just as much a part of this problem as anybody else, it is too easy for us to engage in social media. It's too easy for us to use email, and those things are helpful tools and beneficial tools. But initial engagement is going to be far greater when we pick up the phone and call somebody, because it's a real human voice, maybe AI, but probably a real human voice that's reaching out to that person. So I feel like cold calling, like actual phone, is next. Then beyond that goes email and phone. That being said, I think that we need to be careful, because too often we will, build up the gumption to go out and do that, and we don't know what to say. And good news is you don't have to be an expert on your product or service to be successful selling. You have to be an expert in being a human being. And so I believe that building relationships, this is one big a challenge that a lot of people have in the world of sales, is they feel like, well, I'm not wired to be a salesperson because I'm not loud and I'm not outgoing and I'm not whatever. That's not a requirement, because we're selling to all different types of people. You just need to go be yourself and find the people that resonate with who you are as a human being, to spend a little bit of time to connect with them. You're not wasting your time or their time if you're truly trying to connect. People want to be talked to. People don't want their time wasted, but they want to be talked to. They want to be known. And so I think that's a big place to start when it comes to cold calling, cold outreach, is to be a human being and to connect on that level and to leverage those tools. Because like I said, with social and email, it's hard to do that. It's hard to convey who I truly am as a human being unless I'm sending video clips across, which are hard to deliver. So, or you have a big social campaign, you're on YouTube, whatever, and you're telling that story over and over again. But I think the best way is to really get in somebody's face in a kind way and start to build that relationship. I think the quickest way to win is actually to go to your network. And a lot of people don't believe they have a big enough network, or they just lack the confidence that their network is going to benefit them. So this is really funny, but I actually learned this. I was speaking at a big MLM event, multi-level marketing, and we can pick on those things all we want. It's fun to do so once in a while. There are some good ones out there. But I was speaking at one, and I got down from doing my talk, and I was listening as they were making their pitch to enroll people. And they stated one of the most genius things that I've ever heard for a sales tactic perspective, and this connects to my own network. So they pitch their thing, some people buy in, they do their exchange right there, which was so incredible, like the money exchanges hands, right, electronically. And they're like, all right, for those of you that have signed up, what I want you to do now is I want you to sit down and list out 40 names. I don't want you to think about selling them this product. I don't want you to think about whether it's a good fit for them. All I want you to do is write down 40 names of people you know. And so they do that. They write down 40 names. A few minutes go by and they go, all right, now I want you to commit to picking up the phone and calling all 40 of those people and just sharing with them what you do. I don't want you to sell them anything at all. And I thought that was so genius because the same thing applies. I don't care whether you're selling rocket ships or insurance. You can pick up the phone and call every single person that you know, your family, your friends, your Facebook connections, whatever, and you can tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing now. And as a matter of fact, you can close with, if you happen to know somebody that you could introduce me to that would make a great conversation, I would love that. And it's interesting because I just challenged a salesperson that I've been working with on a team for the last 2 years to do this to his own network for the first time ever. And he's been selling for 2.5 years. We didn't even know that he had a specific network that was going to help him in the role he was in, but he wasn't even reaching out to it. So I feel like that is the quickest way to win as a sales professional, is to go to your network, not to sell them, but just to have a conversation, to share with them what you're doing, and if anything, to sell through them, AKA ask for an introduction to somebody else.